Hello everyone, welcome to Titan Web Tutorials. In this video, we'll configure our login to the platform, to the Titan platform with SSO. Okay, so what this means is once we configure it, then the only way for us to log into our Titan platform account is with the SSO connection that we configured it to log in from. So let's take a look, and we'll head over to account settings, and we'll head over to account settings, and we'll take a look at the require platform SSO authentication. Now you can use this with Salesforce as identity provider. We've done many videos on SSO, how to configure the whole thing, the certificate on Salesforce, and then the connected app, etc. I'm going to do this one real quick. You can go back to watch these videos. It's identical. If pick up the configuration, you will see that we need a SSO login URL. That's a must, and you can use a logout and logout redirect if you want. And the other required thing is our certificate, the identity provider we get from Titan. You can also configure it with something like OneLogin or Okta or anything else you like that supports SAML too. We have video on how to configure with OneLogin as well, so you can take a look at it. So the configuration is identical to SSO on the forms. Now the main thing to understand here, this is just to be able to log into your platform. It is not SSO for your forms or for your portals or for anything else in the Titan platform. So once we configure this, we will log into our Titan platform instead of using a username and a password, or 2FA if you have it, if you configured it. We'll log in with the SSO. Okay, so let me show you this real quick. So what you will usually do is go ahead over here. If you do it with Salesforce as the identity provider, and you will create a new connected app. And let's just do this real quick. And I'm not going to use the new one because it takes some time for the connected app to start working. But we'll just say demo. Okay, and we'll enable SAML. Entity ID is, if we'll click over here, get this value from your service provider. And if we'll head back over here, then we have the identity provider over here, entity ID. This is what we will do, and our access URL is right over here. So that's technically the only thing that we need to set up here. And then we leave the subject type as username, and name ID format we can do SAML2 name ID format transient, and that's that. And you just save this one, and then we'll move on to the next steps. Another thing, another important thing is to notice the ITP certificate. So the ITP certificate, you can either create a new one, you can have your own one, you can use, I don't know really how we can get the default IDP certificate downloaded, but creating it in Salesforce is very easy. We just head over to certificate, and over here you can upload your own certificate. It's completely up to you, and you can also create a self-signed certificate real quick. 248 is perfect. Label, unique name, save, and then you will do it. You will see it in the IDP certificate. So I have everything set up already. I'm going to use an app that I already have. So let's just see. Okay, there we go. And what we'll do over here is manage. So after you save it, this is what will be created, and what we're looking for is IDP initiated login URL. This is what we want. We'll take that, and if you have communities, if you want your community users to be able to sign in, then you will use the community. But notice that you can use either production users, like Salesforce users, standard Salesforce users, or community users. So choose them wisely. So we'll put that over here, and the only thing we have left is put in the certificate, and I already have it on file. So what you would do is you'll go back to your certificates. If you created your own and you didn't upload it, you just do over here, you go right there, and after you create it and you just download, and there you have it. You can open it with any text editor, and you will see the value just like so. So we put in the whole thing, and again, we have these on the other videos explaining it in much more detail. We'll hit test. Since I'm logged in, everything is fine. If I wasn't logged into this environment, it will ask me to log in. I'll hit apply, and perfect. So we have it configured. The only thing we need to do is hit require. Now, one thing very important to notice, what we want to make sure is that our email on the user in Salesforce matches our email in the user in Titan. So if I'll head over here and I'll go to my account, and I want to make sure that this email matches my email and the user in Titan. So I'll head over to users, because if you will enable this and your emails does not match, you won't be able to log in. So we'll head back over here, and I believe this is the user, and our email matches. Okay, so this one to this one, perfect, we're safe. We can go back to our settings, account settings, and require. Perfect. Now head back to my account, and what we want to do is grab our unique URL. We can see it directly over here. So basically we want our subdomain that we have. You can change it afterwards, obviously, but we want to have our subdomain so we'll be able to log in. I'll show you how you would do that in just a second. So my subdomain is CDO testing SSO, and I will just go ahead over here and I'll sign out. And now if I'll try and sign in and say my email address, and that will be the same with a username, so we'll put in my password, and once I try and log in, I get this error. Now what we want to do is, since we enabled SSO, we can no longer log in with username and password. So what we will do is we have our domain, and what we will do is sign in / our subdomain, so CDO testing SSO. We'll click this, and since we're logged into Salesforce already, then it logged me straight in, and I can see my account. Perfect. Now let's try this with incognito just to see what happens, and I'll say sign in CDO testing SSO, and what it will do, it will redirect me to Salesforce. Now I have to log into Salesforce first. I'll log in. Our emails match from the user in Salesforce or from the other identity provider that you're using. So the emails must match. Any identity provider, it gotta match what we have on file in Titan platform to what the SSO is giving us once we make the handshake. And then we're just logged in like so. Another important thing to notice here is, let's head over to the dashboard. If we add a collaborator, so what will happen is if we enabled platform SSO and we add a collaborator, and this collaborator did not exist as a user in Titan before then, that means we are the parent of this user. Then what will happen is that collaborator, since our account is the master of that collaborator will have to log in with SSO as well. So let me show you this. This takes a couple of minutes. And what I'll do, I'll head into my account, users, and I'll add a new user, and I'll say, let me just see what I have in Salesforce. So let's see, take a look at this. And let's say this new collab. Okay, and what I will do, I'll create a new collaborator with this email right now. So this collaborator does not exist right now. This email does not have a user in Titan. And I'll do power user, and I'll say testing. Okay, let's just make sure we have our email set up. Okay, that's perfect, and I'll hit finish. Now what will happen is that Titan will send that email a notification to sign up. It looks like this, and we're basically invited to collaborate. Since it's a new user, if I click this and our account is active, very nice. And what we will do now is head over to Titan and do forgot password. So let's do it over here, and we'll put in our username, and I'll reset password, and now Titan will send us another email with a URL to reset the password. I'm just gonna grab this one and put it over here. So this is now the collaborator. So I'm just showing you how this affects all your collaborators. It doesn't matter if you add them now or you added them before. Once you set up your SSO, all your direct collaborators, these that you created from your account that did want, upon creation, when you created that collaborator, did not have an account in Titan and did exactly this, then you control the way it logs in, if it logs in with an SSO or with a username and password. Okay, so we'll put in our, again, our email, our username, which is this guy, and I'll do a new password. And perfect. And now let's try and sign in, and I'll do sign in, and it gives me email or password incorrect, not correct. So let's watch this happen. I just want to grab that user email, and that's the guy. Okay, and we will sign out from here. Perfect. So we're logged out of Salesforce, and what we will do is, again, CDO testing SSO, because that's the only way for us to log in to the platform, and I'll change it to my other user, and we'll keep this the same, and we will log into Salesforce. Once we logged in, we can see that we are just a power user, and hey, testing, it's a completely different user, and the only way for us to log in is with the SSO. So this is how the platform SSO impacts the way your direct users log in. And this is how it's done.